R&B Money.
I signed my deal in like March of 95. All the way up to, we didn't do Touch Me, Tease Me till Christmas Eve of 95. Why did they let Russell hear it? He's like, scrap everything. That's the first single. I'm like, y'all just messed up.
That's what you're thinking?
Yeah, y'all messed up. Because it was a bigger record than Don't Be Afraid was ever going to be.
Okay.
That's why you don't let him hear that now, because for the past year, that was the play. Don't Be Afraid, and then we'll have something else. That was the something else. They let Russell hear it. And so that ended up being the first single. And you're not changing Russell's mind. You can maybe change Leo's, but you're not changing Russell's mind.
If you play Me, Touch Me, Tease Me, you're not changing my mind.
Exactly.
Right?
And that's why I'm like, why would you play it for him?
So you wanted a setup.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, now in hindsight.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
In hindsight, and obviously this was a different time than the music business is now, where you need to put your best foot forward.
Mm-hmm.
This was a time where people had setup records, get people going, get the interest. So is that how you're thinking of it?
Yeah.
Instead of, listen, I got a smash and the world needs to hear this smash.
No,
Did you know it was a smash?
Yeah.
Be honest.
No, let me tell you the
okay?
truth. I can't pick a up-tempo record to save my life.
Okay.
I could pick a ballad in my sleep.
Yeah.
What I went by was everybody else's reaction.
Their
and I'd be like,
reaction to it.
this is dope. They're like, you crazy? I'm like, okay, this is dope. So no, I didn't know.
Okay.
But by everybody else's reaction, and I keep a bunch of no people around me. I don't mess with yes people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When all the no people are saying hell yeah, that's what made me know it was a smash.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm like, don't put, because here's the thing. They wanted to put it on the soundtrack for 90%. And that's what Russell said. This is going on my $100 million soundtrack. So what ended up happening is Touch Me, Tease Me went platinum. The soundtrack went platinum. But now when my album comes, nobody's buying the album because of Touch Me, Tease Me. We already shot our load.
They already have it.
And that was the problem. That was the problem that I had. I saw that one coming.
Right.
So
Kind of a good problem to have.
yeah, it's definitely that. It's definitely a good problem to have in hindsight. But at the time, I'm like, damn, we might have just messed up. Because in my mind, I'm like, I don't know how many shots I'm gonna get at this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and also at that time, like, you know, when you're in it at the moment, you don't know that you're making generational records.
Right.
You don't know that you have a record that is now going to be played in clubs in
Every party.
2024.
Yeah, every party. Yeah, had no idea. I had no idea if it was even good or not. I had to ask people. So,
Did you know Foxy already?
no. What happened was we were trying to. We had the record done. We did it Christmas Eve, like I said, and we was like, we need a rapper. He was like, let's get a female rapper.
Okay.
So he's like, Left Eye, nah. Lauryn Hill, nah. Little Kim. Went through the whole list, and then somebody was like, yo, Foxy. And this when Ashacha came out, and she was starting to bubble. He was like, yo, she's right on our label. Nobody thought of that. Called her. She came in, did it one night. It was,
She went crazy.
yeah, she went crazy.
She killed that record too.
I got a picture of me and her in the booth. And I got a 40 of St. Ides in my hand.
Yeah,
While we were
St.
doing
Ides.
that, I had a 40 of St. Ides.
you were DMX.
Yeah,
You were
yeah,
DMX.
I guess so.
It just made sense.
Yeah, there's a picture of us in the studio in the booth. I got a 40 of St. Ides, and we was laughing about something. But yeah, that's how we ended up getting Foxy, because we was like, we need a female rapper, and we just trying to figure out who.
Right.
Give me, because at that time, like, promo tour was a thing, right?
Yeah.
They put you on a promo tour, and then you get to watch the audience build. If you have that kind of record, you get to see it go from 75 people to 7,500. Give me that that layout in terms of you get on that first van and go do your first.
Well, my first promo tour wasn't like that. The second one was. My first promo tour, they had an event. They had a remember the briefcase from the beginning of Touch Me, Tease Me video?
Yeah.
Okay, so they had the briefcase and it was filled with money. Mm-hmm. And it was these intimate clubs up and down the East Coast, and there was a contest, and the winner, whoever's key opened it, won the money.
Okay.
So the audience didn't really build because the record was a hit, and it was real intimate, so it wasn't really shows. And I would sing Touch Me, Tease Me, and only Touch Me, Tease Me, until I got to Atlanta. We get to Atlanta because Kevin Lyle was like, nah, only sing Touch Me. Nobody wants to hear a bunch of records they don't know. So I'm like, okay, he knows better than me. So it's me and Foxy, we in Atlanta, pulling up. It's so packed that there's cars parked on the highway and people is walking from the highway to the club.
Yeah.
It's jam-packed.
Yeah.
So we in the back. I'm like, yeah, about to get busy. We go out on the dance floor and Foxy almost slipped. Somebody spilled beer. So stop the music. We go in the back while they get it cleaned up. Go back out. Now it feels like we still on ice. So we perform, we stand in one spot. DJ plays the wrong version. He plays the version of Touch Me, Tease Me without Foxy. So she did her second verse, but first verse was all messed up. And he told me don't sing any other records. So I'm like, okay, good night. He was like, boo! I'm like, I called Def Jam. I'm like, yeah, from now on, I'm doing what I want. And the next show was in Detroit, and I did a whole show. People was like, I was in Atlanta. How come you didn't do that? I'm like, listening to somebody else. So my first promo tour wasn't really like what you. The second one was like that, but the first one wasn't like that. It was real intimate.
So by the time it got to the second one, they was packing it out for you already.
No, not really, because this was the thing, and I feed off of people not believing in me. I don't know why, more than I feed off of people believing in me. And the knock on me was, yeah, he can't really sing, because Touch Me, Tease Me, anybody could sing that, and I agree. And so when it came time to do the second album, Kedar was in Leor's office. He played Faded Pictures. And he was like, yeah, Joe, this is Joe's record, but he wants to do it as a duet. So Leo was like, what about Case? And Kedar was like, yeah, but Case can't really sing. I had just recorded Happily Ever After. So he was like, Kathy, bring that fucking Case record in here. So he plays it, and then he calls me in there.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there. I'm like, what's up? He's like, just sit down, you little motherfucker. Yeah. So I'm sitting there, and he's playing Happily Ever After. Kedar was like, oh, yeah, never mind. He's like, you're doing this song with Joe. And that's how we ended up doing it. So they weren't packing it out because it wasn't there yet. You know what I mean? And the first single from the next album was Faded Pictures. So I had to kind of build that up. And that
was Faded Pictures a soundtrack record too?
Yeah, it was on Rush Hour.
Because I noticed that. Like you were, in my opinion, kind of the king of the soundtracks.
Yeah, you know
like
what happened?
All your songs, I mean, because Def Jam, those were all controlled by, all these soundtracks were controlled back then by Def Jam.
Right.
And it seemed like that's how they were launching all of your music.
Yeah. Because what people don't realize is that when you do it on a movie soundtrack, the movie company pays half of the cost.
Talk about the business of it.
And so I'm like, okay, if I can spend half the money for the promotion, sure, you could put it on the soundtrack. Right. The downside to that is, like I said,
it's on there.
They're buying it from there.
They're buying it from the soundtrack. So unless you got something else coming, you're gonna be kind of asked out. The soundtrack's gonna sell, and then when you drop yours, and I learned that from the first time, so I made sure it didn't happen the second time.
What do you mean you made sure it didn't happen the second time? As far as what? Because you said it
having something to come behind.
You had another record ready.
Yeah, I had one locked and loaded this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was
Happily Ever After.
Yeah. But we no, because we jumping.
Yeah.
Because you said you were gonna give us a story about this Joe thing, man, and y'all really rocking together.
No, that was it.
Okay.
He was like, yo, he can't really sing this and that, and then when he played him Happily Ever After, Happily Ever After, he was like, okay, yeah, never mind. And then we ended up doing the record.
Because
who produced Happily Ever After?
Joe.
No,
Chris Henderson. Chris Henderson produced Happily Ever After.
Yeah, Chris Henderson.
Yeah. But let Joe, because we love Joe here.
Yeah, that's my guy.
We all love Joe.
That's my guy.
The experience of, did y'all even know each other yet?
No. I actually don't think we had ever met at that time.
But this wasn't the age of I'm gonna send you the MP3.
We got in the studio together.
You gotta get in this. You gotta get in the studio.
And the first night we got in the studio, I bought a bunch of. Okay, somebody bought a bunch of strippers. And,
you just said you.
I didn't say that. Wait, hit him there. No, these ain't the droids you're looking for. No, I didn't say that.
I hit you tonight.
It's funny you think I said that.
Okay, so the strippers
somehow
they appeared.
Okay. To Faded Pictures. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. It was that. It was a different time.
Right.
So we got a dice. So then Joe somebody brought him an envelope of money. He had like 10,000. So I pull out the dice. So we got a dice game. He takes all my money.
Joe?
Yeah. So now I'm like, nah, I'm putting up jewelry. And they was like, yo, this game is over. So then the session is getting done, whatever. And at the end, Senator Def Jam was like, you guys sound drunk. Like, I don't know why that is, but okay. So we went back like 2 nights later. Yeah. Right.
Drunk?
I'm not drunk.
Nah.
I'm on medication.
You tripping.
Yeah. So then we go back like 2 days later, we knock it out. It was fine. So
y'all had to sing that twice.
Yeah. Well, I had to sing all of mine. His parts was pretty much done, except for the new stuff that we added. So yeah, we had to do it again. But it was fun. Yeah,
see,
it was fun.
Them is the R&B stories we love.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Man, don't you miss those days?
Oh, man.
When somebody showed up with a bunch of strippers.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
And some dice.
And some, you got the dice. I know you got the dice.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have had some. I didn't know you got down like, you know.
Man, listen.
I move a little dice in my time. I learned from, you know, my constituent here.
I stopped with the dice.
Some with me. They're attached to my keys.
I learned my lesson.
Are those the Omarion dice?
No. We got rid of those a long time ago. Yeah.
Oh, you had the trick dice?
No. See, look what you started.
No, they're not trick dice. He just don't. See, this nigga's lucky.
Yeah, nah. I just
don't play
hit
dice
it for
with him.
15,000 some years ago. That's this.
He waiting on the song. This man Omarion is waiting on a life-changing song.
Me and my nigga Lil Ronnie, man.
And this nigga's taking his money.
And you in his pockets.
In his pockets.
We was just
What kind of man are you?
What kind of?
We was trying to pass the time.
Well, it passed.
We was trying to pass the time.
I'd be mad. I was mad as hell with Faded Picture. I know that feeling. You like, I don't even want to sing this shit.
But you got it all back with the hit record.
Yeah, that makes sense now. It didn't make sense that night.
Smash.
That night, I'm like, boy, I never forget you for this shit.
So
that night, you mad as hell.
R&B Money.